Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moments. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star Part 284 based on novel. So let's start. He had a towering body with a huge dragon tail extending from the base of his spine. He looked up at the black ocean, and under his burning godly power, the entire black ocean was suppressed. It couldn't get close to him. Floating mountain ocean. Long Yang Master whispered. Tong Ling Master is here, too. His eyes glinted with concern. They sent Tong Ling Master. He is quite a handful. All the universe masters sent by the three alliances are extraordinary, and it seems that they really want Luo Feng's life. Our alliance can't do anything. Long Yang Master exclaimed. Even if the Hong Alliance put all our efforts and sent huge Axe Creator to come here, the three alliances can also send a Universe Supreme Master to constrain huge Axe Creator, and it might be bloodier later. The Hong Alliance wasn't afraid of any one-to-one combat. However, it could only disturb the cooperation of three alliances. Luo Feng's power has surged too fast. His progress intimidates the three alliances, and the three alliances who've been fighting each other have set aside their feud and formed a single alliance. Long Yang Master shook his head and looked at the dangerous area. Luo Feng, you're on your own, now. The best we can do is to stall them. Nobody knew how Luo Feng's current situation. The three-race alliance didn't know it, and neither did Hong Alliance. Ha ha ha. Everyone who has tried to stop me has died. Die? Nobody can survive. Luo Feng looked peaceful, but his eyes were glinting ferociously. Actually, the spiritual force crystal in his head had been giving Luo Feng a headache while he was on the earth. And that crystal made him innately mad, during which he looked forward to life or death combat. When he was cornered by Li Wei, he slaughtered all those who cornered him. Such madness was only mild until he did soul transfer on Golden Horned Beast. The Golden Horned Beast was naturally bloodthirsty, and that bloodthirstiness affected Luo Feng, which made Luo Feng more and more fearsome. Fortunately, Luo Feng had an extremely strong mind and willpower with which he was able to control it well. It had been a long time since he'd slaughtered like this after becoming undying. Even after he had fully comprehended Beast God Heart, he hadn't slaughtered like this. This was the first time after he had fully comprehended Beast God Heart that he killed out of madness. The more he killed, the faster he killed. 100. 200. 400. 800. Luo Feng was completely absorbed in the Beast God Heart. And he killed every life form in his sight. The killing bordered on insanity. One supreme being after another died, and no one could resist him. Besides, those universe knights find it difficult to get away from Mosha Body's inherited technique domain. Boundless black ocean submerged the plane and sky, and the constraining power was so large that Luo Feng's mind was clear from killing. Clear. Luo Feng looked around the boundless ocean. It looked like water, but it was an area made by special energies of high density like that of Nine Tiger River. Strong power, thought Luo Feng. Wielded in combat, it might be 100 times stronger than an attack using all the power of my Mosha Body, and it might rival the 1,000 treasures river of my teacher. It must be Tong Ling Master's floating mountain ocean. Luo Feng had gathered enough information. He had the access authority of a top-tier universe overlord in the virtual universe, allowing him to read some information of the universe masters of the bug race, the demon race, and the automation race. The more he read about them, the more he realized how terrific universe masters were. However, Luo Feng was still confident that he could achieve his goal in this fight. Human, Luo Feng. A vigorous voice went into Luo Feng's ears. Tong Ling Master from the Demon Race Alliance. Luo Feng smiled. You're still smiling, said the vigorous voice. Ha ha ha. How bold you are. Just so you know, Master of Banoff will be here soon. Luo Feng smiled even broader, turned around, and kept flying in one direction. He broke the black ocean water, moving quicker and quicker. You still dare to fly in my floating mountain ocean? The vigorous voice became angry, and the power within that ocean surged. The drops of water began hitting Luo Feng like neutrons, but Luo Feng kept flying without being affected. Said the voice. I thought my floating mountain ocean might kill you if I fully utilized it, but now, it seems you indeed have some abilities to be proud of. The power from the Black Ocean kept surging. It could have easily killed a top-tier universe overlord. However, Luo Feng easily broke through the water and flew into the distance, which startled Tong Ling Master at the other side of the original star. Did that Luo Feng really become a universe master? He wondered aloud. I have a pinnacle true treasure force armor on me, thought Luo Feng. And it can weaken attacks to 1/100,000th. My godly body is more than 55,000 miles tall. Even the pinnacle universe masters might need to use all their power if they want to kill me. Only a domain-type true treasure? It can't hope to affect me. Luo Feng knew his power clearly. True treasure armor, from ordinary true treasures, senior true treasures, top-tier true treasures to pinnacle true treasures, most of them could weaken attacks to 1/10,000th, yet they had different limits. Only the most exceptional pinnacle true treasures were able to weaken attacks to 1/100,000th. Force armor was able to weaken attacks to 1/100,000th, which meant force armor was an exceptional pinnacle true treasure. Besides, force armor had an incredibly high limit. Attacks from Universe Masters were unlikely to reach the limit, which meant force armor was able to weaken the attacks from Universe Masters to 1/100,000th. Flame Emperor had the force armor to protect his godly body, and the original soul to protect his soul. He didn't need to be afraid of anything. And, of course, Sitting Mountain Guest had a supreme true treasure. Luo Feng was able to easily resist the attack from my floating mountain ocean, even when I fully utilized it, reported Tong Ling Master. All the Universe Masters were startled when Tong Ling Master passed the news back to three alliances. There were two possibilities. 1. Luo Feng had become a Universe Master, and he had a supreme godly body. 2. Luo Feng had an incredible true treasure to protect his godly body. Did Luo Feng become a Universe Master? Humph. Perhaps he got an incredible true treasure by luck. It's not that easy to get a true treasure. Real true treasures all have strong backgrounds, and you can't just get one by luck, unless the seniors give it to you. Several Universe Masters are using top-tier true treasure armors. How could Luo Feng also be given one? Master of Banoff will fight him, and we'll know the truth soon. The Bug Race, the Automaton Race, and the Demon Race all found that Luo Feng had a great many mysteries, and some great beings started to wonder whether he had become a Universe Master. Luo Feng broke the black water and flew freely. Mosha Body was in one of his world rings. It felt so good to kill them all. Luo Feng had killed more than 800 Universe Knights, which gave him a satisfaction he had never felt before. Besides, he also had the craving to create techniques. The desire to kill in his heart. He wanted to combine that with his blade technique. He was indeed incredible when performing Golden Light, but he didn't feel the madness. Mosha Body looked up and saw the godly power being triggered. Complex engraving pictures kept showing up. Luo Feng could sense that urge. No, he thought. It doesn't feel like that. No. Luo Feng knew that he was able to create Universe Overlord level techniques using only his rations. However, it would require inspiration and emotion for him to create techniques of Universe Masters, just as when he had created Golden Light when he had just fully comprehended Beast God Heart. No? Yes? That's it. Luo Feng looked to the gigantic engraving picture in the sky, and under the control of his mind, the engraving picture became increasingly complex. He gained more and more inspiration, and the desire to kill was completely injected into the engraving picture. In the end, the engraving picture was completed. A gigantic, complete engraving picture floated in the sky, emanating endless force and faint aggression. Done. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. He pointed to the sky, and another giant engraving picture showed up, which was the engraving picture of Golden Light. The two engravings were floating side by side in the sky. Both permeated boundless power. The one on the left looked bloodthirsty, and the one on the right looked indifferent. Finally, I've created the second ultimate technique of Universe Masters, Luo Feng said. He smiled. It had been a long time, and he'd already started the 6th level of the Beast God path. Under the strain and excessive killings, he'd created the 2nd technique. I'll name it Bloodlight. Suddenly, a towering being raced toward Luo Feng from among the black ocean. A voice resounded in the sky. Luo Feng. Luo Feng turned back, and knew immediately. Master of Banoff was here. Master of Banff had an upper body that resembled a human, fair-skinned with a shiny mass of long golden hair, but a lower body that took the form of a reptile. His look was heartwarming, just like how the sun provided warmth, and his smile was as amiable as a loving mother. He had the ability to make one unconsciously fall into a state of euphoria. Master of Banff observed this human in the distance and saw a youth dressed in silver armor and sporting a pair of silver wings, one who could remain unaffected even under the oppression of the vast ocean waters of the floating mountain ocean. He is the one who the 3 pinnacle races are after, he said. The human, Luo Feng. He recalled what the Bug Clan Queen had ordered him to do before he arrived here. Banff, you shall be tasked with killing Luo Feng. Out of everyone in my Bug Clan Alliance, the Demon Alliance, and the Automaton Race Alliance, your skills in creating illusions are said to be the best. Luo Feng has risen far too quickly, and his growth is appalling. If we allow him to continue progressing, he will become a major source of trouble for my Bug Clan Alliance. If he continues to hide in places like the Primal Universe, there is nothing we can do, but luckily, he has now made an appearance in the original stars. From the Bug Soldiers and Demons to the Automaton race, everyone knew that the moment Luo Feng chose to self-destruct, at the very best, they would gain some true treasures. Yet all their hard work would be in vain. However, even if there was a possibility where their hard work would be in vain, it was something they might be able to avoid if they tried. If Luo Feng hid in the Primal Universe, the 3 pinnacle races would have no chance of eradicating him at all. Now that he had appeared on the original star, it was the chance of a lifetime. They had to grab it. This Luo Feng, the Bug Clan Queen had said. He has risen so rapidly that he must be full of self-confidence. It is impossible that he would self-destruct without even putting up a fight. If that was the case, why would he have bothered coming into the original star? We have to make good use of his pride and his confidence. Get rid of him. Bear this in mind. She continued. The first goal is that we have to use soul control. If you can control his soul, this human genius is as good as gone, or he could even become a tool for my Bug Clan Alliance. This is the greatest success possible. If this can't be achieved, then we shall have to penetrate his soul to eradicate him. That is the only way we can kill all his various bodies at one go. He is only a human, yet he has the potential to be incredibly strong, especially if he can mature so quickly. He must have a unique talent that is extremely powerful. There are some kinds of special talents that, upon reversing time and space to bring about a resurrection, the resurrected being will no longer be able to possess it again. The Bug Clan Queen was very aware of the secrets of the universe. Some of these unique things were just as she claimed. Like the memory of the 9-volume manual, which could only be handed on to one person. Once the master of it had been annihilated, even if time and space were reversed for a resurrection to take place, the memory of the 9-volume manual could never be restored. For a universe master, annihilation was for eternity. There was no room for resurrection. Likewise, for some unique talents that were extremely powerful, once death occurred, even reversing time and space would not be able to restore anything. First goal, soul control, the Bug Clan Queen had instructed. If this cannot be achieved, then we shall move on to the second goal, to penetrate his soul and eradicate everything. If we still cannot achieve that, it means we have failed. There is still a third goal, to destroy this body of his and take all the treasures this body is carrying. Maybe there is a treasure within these that holds the secret to how he can make such tremendous progress up to now. Bug Clan Queen had listed 3 choices. Obviously, she was still hoping that they could use the most direct method of soul control when tackling Luo Feng. In the void space that enveloped the Dream Demon secret region, a couple of figures sat at a long table. The silvery white snake head was in the central seat while the other demons were divided into 2 factions. One was the Dream Demon Ancestor, and the other was Shock Demon Ancestor. Usually, those gathered here would be members of the demon clan, but today, even Tongling Master was present. Master of Banff has already met with Luo Feng, Tongling Master announced. We shall wait for Master of Banff to send us the good news, the silvery white snake head said in a booming voice. The numerous universe masters nodded. Trouble had to be eradicated early. One being with the power of Primal Chaos City Leader was enough to bring much trouble to the enemies of the human race. There were many times where the presence of Huge Axe Creator was not required at all, as Primal Chaos City Leader alone could settle everything. If there was another being as powerful as Primal Chaos City Leader, that would be scarier than 3 or 4 ordinary universe masters put together. Master of Banff looked at Luo Feng from afar and sneered. His voice was low and deep, like the tremors of an earthquake as he said, "To think you can actually shake free from the influence of my power. Your willpower must be getting pretty strong." Compared to Master of Banff, I still have much room for improvement, Luo Feng said from afar. How humble you are, Master of Banff said, in no rush to attack. Within a short time, more than 800 universe masters of the 3 alliances have been annihilated by you. Your methods are appalling, but a power like yours, why would you want to kill those who are much weaker than you? Luo Feng shook his head. Not going to provoke me? I do not mind showing some sympathy and mercy, but to provoke me one after the other, you all are really asking for it. Ha ha. Enjoy your just desserts. Master of Banff laughed. Makes sense. Luo Feng was taken aback and looked at Master of Banff with a baffled look. Master of Banff smiled. Luo Feng, do you know which race I represent? Bug Clan Alliance. Luo Feng answered immediately. He was still maintaining vigilance, as he could not grasp the intention of this Master of Banff. Wrong answer. I am from the Northern Territory Alliance. Master of Banff shook his head and said, I just left Bug Clan Alliance some time ago, albeit secretly, and have joined Northern Territory Alliance. My true purpose in coming here today is to invite you to bring your fellow Earthlings from your home planet and join me in the Northern Territory Alliance. I know. Earth is a mysterious life planet and it is impregnated with your kind, but the human race has forcibly occupied your home planet as their own. If you are willing to, the Northern Territory Alliance is willing to reclaim Earth for you. Having said this, Master of Banff stopped and looked silently at the faraway Luo Feng. At this point in time, Luo Feng's eyes started to lose their glow. However, a split second later. Get lost. Luo Feng let out a deep growl through gritted teeth all of a sudden. Tremors produced as ripples on the surrounding black ocean waters. An invisible, blurry godly power was exerted. Great! 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 You indeed deserve my admiration, Luo Feng said, staring at Master of Banff. Through his gritted teeth, he snarled, well deserving of the title of Master of Banff. You are indeed well versed in the art of using illusions for attacks. While leading me into a conversation, you gradually brought me into an illusion as I unconsciously took the bait. I can now consider myself to have seen and tested the skill of the most top-notched, top-tier illusionist for myself. That was fast, thought Master of Banff. Even when I am tackling a true universe master, I am able to exert my influence for a while, but the speed at which he broke free from my influence was too fast. This spells trouble. Master of Banff concealed his shock. He had just managed to penetrate through, had just led Luo Feng into an illusion, but Luo Feng had managed to detect it and speedily broke free, hence dismissing his godly power. Truly worth the admiration, said Luo Feng. He grasped the handle of his ghost blade slung across his back and drew his sword out in an instant. With eyes staring, he gave his challenge. Master of Banff, let me show you what I am capable of. Luo Feng moved in a split second. His speed was extremely fast. The black ocean water that was surrounding them was rolling and tumbling. Layer after layer of waves suppressed Luo Feng, and even with the help of his Shawu wings, his speed was still greatly limited. Master of Banff, on the other hand, managed to retreat at the speed of lightning, so while Luo Feng was under suppression within the domain of the floating mountain ocean, Master of Banff was, on the contrary, benefiting from it. Master of Banff reported the information immediately. Queen, soul control failed. His willpower and consciousness were too strong, comparable to those of an ordinary universe master. He is extremely determined, and I suspect he still has a soul-type true treasure. He was reporting the information as required when Master of Banff also came to realize that he had failed to achieve the first goal. He could only rely on the second goal. Meet your doom. Master of Banff stayed far away and looked at Luo Feng. His eyes were a dazzling shade of sparkling cyan, beautiful enough to pull on one's heartstrings. But suddenly, his eyes seemed to turn into two blue crystals, and an invisible soul seemed to charge rapidly into Luo Feng's mind. In his mind, two gigantic blue whirlpools revolved at mind-numbing speed. The two blue whirlpools collided. Pieces of blue crystals formed, which headed toward where Luo Feng's godly power was and penetrated it. Within the life imprints of his godly power, Luo Feng felt as though acid had been splashed onto his skin. The pain was so intense that it bore through his very soul. Yet Luo Feng remained expressionless. He had made it through life and death inheritance. How could he bow down so easily? Luo Feng growled a command deep in his heart. After image. Stand guard. The amethyst-like triangular crystal that was hanging in the middle of his chest immediately spurted countless law threads, connecting every inch of godly power on his body, bringing about a layer of life imprints over him that seemed to act like a layer of armor. At the same time, the strange sounds of beastly roaring could be heard coming out of the triangular crystal. The roars were transmitted throughout his entire being, rapidly easing the pain he suffered from. He also managed to control his own godly power quickly. He charged at the two gigantic blue whirlpools with unrestrained craze. He wanted to banish them entirely, to the extent of complete annihilation. Destroy. 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 Master of Banff's gaze was fixated on Luo Feng from afar. The blue crystals in his eyes were in continuous revolution, which in turn issued a continuous transmission of an intangible but impactful energy at Luo Feng. The first goal has failed, but I refuse to believe that I am unable to kill him by penetrating his soul, said Master of Banff. I will see to your demise. Master of Banff was giving it his all. Killing a soul was a completely different story from a material kill. Once a soul was killed, only the life imprints would completely disappear. Luo Feng's godly body would still look the same, the only difference would be that he had fallen. Just like the soaring Sky Master. Luo Feng heard a resonating roar before him. He stared at Master of Banff and said, "You have failed." He had force armor and afterimage as a double defense mechanism, yet it was still a laborious and strenuous fight. The Demon Alliance, the Automaton Race Alliance, and the Bug Clan Alliance had specifically sent Master of Banff, who was indeed extremely powerful in areas of illusion and soul attacks. A pity he was still so far from the mark, especially if he had intended to use soul killing on Luo Feng. You. Master of Banff was in disbelief, but he knew he could only report to Bug Clan Queen. The second goal failed. Luo Feng may have an extremely powerful soul-type true treasure. His speed of defense is much too quick. My guess is he may possibly own a top-tier soul-type true treasure. When Universe Supreme Masters from the Bug Race, the Automaton Race, and the Demon Race heard the news, they felt angry and discontented. But getting angry was pointless. Whether they tried soul control or soul killing, everything so far had failed. Banff, move on to the third goal, Bug Clan Queen commanded. Simply kill Luo Feng. Take back everything he has. All the valuables that he took away from Universe Knights. And also, take the true treasures that he has on him. Take everything back. If we can just obtain some top-tier soul-type true treasures and various other true treasures, this operation will still be worth the while. Yes, replied Master of Banff. Master of Banff stepped on the black water. He held a cyan spear 10 times longer than his godly body. There were bloodstains on the spike, and it looked ancient and bloody. Luo Feng, even if you are already a universe master, you'll die today. Master of Banff roared, and his hoofs stepped on the water. He dashed toward Luo Feng with his spear point toward him. The entire space trembled because of that. It was a technique that contained the path of space and time. Ha ha ha, come. Luo Feng waved his wing, and his body instantly blurred, and the space and time beside him went into disorder. He charged forward like a trace of light, but under the suppression of the domain of floating mountain ocean, he couldn't fly too fast. Master of Banff stabbed at Luo Feng with the spear. The attack didn't seem all that powerful, but Luo Feng felt that the entire universe was being pierced by the spear. A visible linear crack appeared in the space on the original star. A golden light shone. It was sharp and cold. Blood Ghost blade hit the tip of the spear. The power contained within the two weapons collided. Silently, the black ocean of a 60-square-mile area was cleared, and the plane around them also vanished. And then the rumbling sound spread. Luo Feng bounced away like a car hit by a truck while Master of Banff took a couple of steps back. An ultimate technique of Universe Masters. Master of Banff stared in disbelief at Luo Feng in the distance. Why's your life gene level still 100 times if you're able to create an ultimate technique of Universe Masters? The human race should have helped improve your life gene level instead. Why do you ask so many questions? Luo Feng said as he regained his balance in the sky. He knew why Master of Banff was asking him this. Ordinary life forms like the human race, the demon race, the bug race, the space beasts, and Mosha bodies were only able to increase their life gene level to 100 times, and that was the limit. Many universe overlords had reached that level. However, universe masters were creatures outside of space and time. They became the masters over space and time, which was why they were called universe masters. To sector lords, undying fighters, and universe knights, the limits of life gene level was 100 times. However, universe masters, creatures who lived outside space and time, could surpass the limit of 100 times and improve their life gene levels, thus strengthening their godly bodies. The size of their bodies might be larger as well. The constraint of size and life gene level was nothing to universe masters. They were able to approach the perfect life gene level of 10,081 times, but it was extremely difficult. Normally, universe masters were able to improve their life gene level to 1,000 times, and it was almost impossible to increase it to 5,000 times. As for the perfect life gene level, it only existed in legends. If you are indeed a universe master, you should have increased your life gene level before creating any techniques, Master of Banff snorted. Or you're just a universe knight with a life gene level of 10,000 times, and the attacking technique you just performed is a bestowed inherited technique. You'll know whether or not I'm a universe master very soon, said Luo Feng, and he dashed toward Master of Banff with his blood ghost blade held high. Come, said Master of Banff. No matter who you are, an exceptional universe knight or a young universe master, I can kill you, even if I follow the path of illusion. Master of Banff stepped on the ocean water, and the space around him trembled. He raced toward Luo Feng again. They both went mad. Sometimes, Master of Banff used soul attack to affect Luo Feng, and sometimes, he used illusion to affect him. He had a life gene level of almost 2,000 times, and the quality of his godly power was 20 times better than Luo Feng's. Together with that illusion, within the domain of floating mountain ocean, Luo Feng was being completely suppressed. Luo Feng bounced away and rolled in the water, then quickly charged again. They both used all their power and skills, each trying to kill the other. Master of Banff was at an advantage within floating mountain ocean, especially with his illusion abilities and far greater godly power. However, Luo Feng had an exceptional pinnacle true treasure, force armor, which could weaken any attack to 1/100,000th. Besides, the godly body of Master of Banff was only 60 miles tall, but Luo Feng's godly body was more than 55,000 miles tall. This was a typical fight between universe masters. Both of them had enormous godly bodies and strong defensive skills, which meant there wasn't any significant difference between their power. This was why it was extremely difficult for a universe master to die. Unless they put all their efforts. Which was precisely what Luo Feng and Master of Banff were doing. They were burning their godly power. I have much higher quality godly power, said Master of Banff. I have a true treasure armor. And my godly body is more than 60 miles tall. I'll consume you to death. It sounded ridiculous, but it was exactly why it was difficult for universe masters to die. Master of Banff, Luo Feng said. He bounced away again and floated in the black water. Then he roared, "Tell that Tongling master to take back floating mountain ocean. 2-1. Not fair." Master of Banff smirked. "It's not a competition. We're trying to kill you." "Damn it," said Luo Feng. He could distinctively feel his disadvantage against Master of Banff, which was the quality of godly power. They had the same level of techniques, though. An indistinct sound reached Luo Feng and Master of Banff. All the Universe Knights and Universe Masters on the original star heard the sound, too. Long Yang Master, on the other side of the original star, smiled. "Chaos. Finally, you're here. Thousand Treasures River." Luo Feng was glad. The river covered the entire original star. Thousand Treasures River and Floating Mountain Ocean hit each other on the original star. It was just like when the two domain-type treasures of Luo Feng and Qian Yang Knight hit each other. Thousand Treasures River and Floating Mountain Ocean were both top-tier domain-type true treasures, and they hit each other relentlessly. Each occupied half of the original star, and the center was where Luo Feng and Master of Banff were fighting. Laughter spread along Thousand Treasures River to Floating Mountain Ocean. "Ha ha! Tongling Master, you and Master of Banff are bullying my disciple together. Don't you think that's shameful?" The voice of Tongling Master spread to Thousand Treasures River. "Primal Chaos City Leader, this is an action taken by all the three races. Do you really think this is all we've got? Do you really think you can save your disciple? Ha ha. Just so you know, your disciple is dead even if I don't do anything." Luo Feng glared at Master of Banff, clenching his teeth. Green light glimmered around him. Luo Sector. Luo Feng clenched his teeth. It's Luo Sector of by Long Master. Updated B.Y novel.com. Just when the two domain-type true treasures from Primal Chaos City Leader and Tongling Master hit each other, Master of Banff took out Luo Sector. He was carrying a domain-type true treasure as well. Master of Banff looked at Luo Feng, grinning gleefully. "I'm supposed to kill you in this action. Do you think I wouldn't come prepared? I was ordered to do soul attack on you first, which is why I haven't used this until now. With this top-tier domain-type true treasure, you'll die much sooner, as you're weaker than I am." "Great." Luo Feng smirked. "Fantastic. Ha ha ha." Master of Banff sensed something wrong. "Why are you laughing?" he demanded. "Master of Banff," said Luo Feng, "now I'll let you know the most powerful technique I've created since I became a Universe Master. I've been waiting for this moment for so long, and it's now time. I bet many of the Universe Knights of the three races have entered the danger zone." Luo Feng smirked. "What are you saying?" Master of Banff looked a bit intimidated, but then he snorted. "Do whatever you want." Ha ha ha. Luo Feng pointed at the cyan light, and following his laughter, the sky and land turned dark. Boundless dark air started to flow as if they had entered another realm, a realm of chaos filled with chaotic airflow. It was the supreme inherited technique, I Am the Universe. Once I Am the Universe was performed, the diameter could reach 6 billion miles, forming an oval-shaped miniature universe. "Why is it dark?" wondered one of the Universe Knights spectating from far away. It was all black ocean before, followed by boundless water, and then cyan light. Now, the sky has turned completely dark. Is it the chaos airflow? Inside the danger zone gathered a great many Universe Knights and Universe Overlords from the three alliances, and they all looked up at the cyan light being surrounded by boundless chaos airflow. The force of the airflow made them stop breathing. Each of them felt that the chaos airflow could annihilate them easily. Luo Feng stood in the sky, maintaining the miniature universe with a diameter of 6 billion miles. He was the master of the miniature universe. "How mighty," Luo Feng said, closing his eyes to enjoy it. He was only undying when he killed Qian Yang Knight, so the miniature universe he had performed then wasn't all that powerful. He had needed lots of chaos airflow to kill Devil Fog Knight. However, his godly power had improved 100 times since then, and the miniature universe was 100 times stronger. A little bit of the air could crush a senior universe knight easily. Luo Feng had a godly body more than 55,000 miles tall, and not even 1/10,000th of it was consumed. However, I am the universe consumed 10% of his godly body, and it could only last for 9 seconds at a time. How powerful the miniature universe was, that it required such a great amount of godly power. This video will end here.